Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Bus with me, Deepika, and coming up in the next half an hour. India takes control on day 2 as they bundle out Bangladesh for 149 at the ongoing India versus Bangladesh Test series. Jasprit Bumrah takes 400 international wickets in yet another major milestone. India continues their dominance, defeating Iran in round 8. Indian men is all set to face Uzbekistan in round 9, whereas Indian women are all set to face USA in the same round at the ongoing Chess Olympiad. And not a great start for Barcelona at UEFA Champions League. Arsenal 2 ends in a draw. Atletico Madrid beat RB Leipzig as round 1 concludes at UEFA Champions League. Those were the top highlights of the day, and now let's begin with all the latest from the ongoing Test series. Well, if we talk about the ongoing match between India and Bangladesh in Chennai, a relentless Indian attack blew away Bangladesh in their first innings, bowling them out for 149 runs. Now, Bangladesh's top order succumbed to Indian bowlers, with Jasprit Bumrah being the leader of the attack, taking 3 wickets, while Akashdeep and Jadeja scalped 2 wickets each. Shakib Al Hassan and Litton Das calmed things down for Bangladesh briefly in a second session, but Litton fell trying to sweep a big shot off Ravindra Jadeja on 22 of 42. Shakib fell on 32 runs, while captain Nazmul Hossain Shanto scored 20 runs. Earlier on day 1, Bangladesh controlled the game for much of the part, but before Indian all-rounders Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja took it away from them in the second session. India managed to put 376 runs, which is a total built around excellent knocks by Ashwin, who scored 113 in 133 balls, while Jadeja scored 86 runs in 124 balls. If we talk about the current score, India is at 28 for a loss of 2 wickets. And fast bowler Jasprit Bumrah achieved a major milestone on day 2. Bumrah became only the 10th Indian bowler and the 6th pacer from the country to complete 400 wickets across all formats in international cricket. Bangladesh's Hassan Mahmood became Bumrah's 400th victim at the highest level. Now, Jasprit Bumrah continued his dominant run in home conditions, picking up 3 wickets in the first 2 sessions on Friday. Jasprit Bumrah struck in his first over, sending back Bangladesh opener Shadman Islam after rattling the left-handers off stump. He then added 2 more to his tally, dismissing Mushfiqur Rahim and Mahmood in the second session. 30-year-old Bumrah joined an elite list of Indian fast bowlers, which includes Kapil Dev, Zaheer Khan, Ishant Sharma and Mohammad Shami. Bumrah got to the milestone of 400 wickets in his 227th innings in international cricket. And Ravichandran Ashwin scored 113 in the first test against Bangladesh in Chennai. This was his 2nd century in the longest format of the game at this venue and overall his 6th century. His determined and gritty century was an emotional moment as his father was there to witness the remarkable achievement, making it a personal moment.
For Ravichandran Ashwin, there is no better feeling than scoring a century in front of his father, and that too on his home ground. His 100 in the first test match against Bangladesh wasn't just another achievement, it was special. His father Ravichandran sat in the stand, beaming with pride. Ashwin's century was built on grit and determination. As he reached the milestone, he looked towards the stands. The innings came when India needed it most. Bangladesh's bowlers were pressing hard, but Ashwin's 6th test century, supported by a crucial 199-run stand with Ravindra Jadeja, shifted the game. His 113 of 133 balls put India in control. Our Ashwin also reached another great height as an all-rounder during the first test match. Ravichandran Ashwin became the first ever cricketer in the history to have scored 20-plus, 50-plus scores along with 30-plus 5-wicket hauls in the longest format of the game. He is thus first cricketer in the 147-year history of Test cricket to achieve the feat. The century on the opening day of the Test match was not only an evidence to Ashwin's skill and composure under pressure, but also a reminder of his all-round skills that has helped Indian team on multiple occasions. Narayan Singh's report for DD India.
Talking about women's cricket now, Sri Lanka women's team have announced the 15-member squad ahead of the upcoming T20 Women's Cricket World Cup. Sri Lanka's inspirational leader Chamari Attapattu will be leading the squad going into the mega event. While Attapattu, who is the Sri Lanka's highest run getter in the format, will be expected to deliver goods, recent months have shown that others in the side are more than capable of rendering match-winning performances. Rana Veera last featured for Sri Lanka in T20Is in Women's T20 World Cup Qualifier 2024, and the left-arm spinner will be suited to the wickets in the UAE as she brings over 12 years of experience to the lineup. On the other hand, Kavisha Dilhari is another great addition who picked 9 wickets at an average of 12.33 in the Asia Cup, making her the second highest wicket taker at the event. Among the batters, Vishmi Gunaratne and Harshita Madhavi are a great support to Attapattu in the top order as they smashed tons in the recently concluded Tour of Ireland. Sri Lanka are in Group A of the competition along with Australia, India, New Zealand and Pakistan and begin their campaign on the 3rd of October against Team Pakistan. And ahead of the Women's Cricket World Cup, injury scare haunts Team Australia as all-rounder Gardner was pulled out from Australia's playing 11 for their T20I match against Team New Zealand. Now this happened minutes before the toss in bizarre circumstances. While warming up before the opening T20I against New Zealand that began in Mackay, Gardner suffered a hit in the jaw due to a collision with teammate Georgia Wareham. As a result, concussion protocols were enforced and Ashley Gardner was ruled out. She last suffered a concussion 4 years ago, which was in the year 2020. Well, Gardner is expected to play an important part in the upcoming ICC Women's T20 Cricket World Cup scheduled to take place in the UAE, where Australia will eye for a 4th title in a row and 7th overall. However, her recovery period will be crucial here for the Aussies. Rajasthan Royals have appointed former Indian opener Vikram Rathore as the team's batting coach ahead of IPL 2025. Now, Rathore, who played 6 tests for India, was most recently India's batting coach. His contract ended when he was rather the bowling coach. His contract ended when India lifted the T20 Cricket World Cup in Barbados in June. Earlier, former India head coach Rahul Dravid was officially named as the new head coach of Rajasthan Royals on a multi-year contract. His appointment came after guiding India to victory in the T20 Cricket World Cup in June this year. Moving on now, let's get to the latest from the world of chess. India continues to shine at the ongoing 45th Chess Olympiad. In round 8, India defeated Iran in men's category to score their 8th consecutive victory. D. Gukesh, Arjun Arigaisi and Vidit Gujarati scored the victories for Team India. Only R. Pragnananda conceded the sole draw of the match against M. Amin Tabatabai. With this, India stands as a perfect score after 8 rounds, scoring 16 out of 16. India will face Uzbekistan next in round number 9. On the other hand, the Indian women's team suffered their first loss of the event against Poland. IM Divya Deshmukh scored the sole victory, whereas IM Avantika Agrawal also had winning chances, but she missed them and it ended in a draw. Poland and Kazakhstan join India in a 3-way lead each. Indian women will face USA in round number 9 that starts today at 6:30 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time. And FIDE celebrated its centenary of International Chess Federation with a special night honouring the best 100 at FIDE Awards. The best player in males category award was backed by Magnus Carlsen, whereas the best female player award was handed over to Judith Polgar. Here's more. On the sidelines of 45th Chess Olympiad, FIDE celebrated FIDE 100 Awards at a dazzling event that took place in Budapest. The Chess Award is dedicated to centenary of International Chess Federation that celebrated exceptional achievements and contributions of individuals, groups and organizations within the chess community. There were 18 categories where the awards were handed out to famous personalities of chess. Apart from this, there were 8 special FIDE 100 medals from the FIDE FIDE President Arkady Vorkovich, honoring those who have significantly contributed to chess development throughout their careers. The awards were handed out by the members of FIDE as well as India's chess star Vishwanathan Anand. The Best Player award was won by Norwegian chess grandmaster Magnus Carlsen. Carlsen is reigning 5-time World Rapid Chess Champion, 7-time World Blitz Chess Champion and the winner of the FIDE World Cup. Whereas the Best Player in women's category was awarded to Judith Polgar. Polgar is widely regarded as the strongest female chess player of all time. She became a grandmaster at just the age of 15, breaking Bobby Fischer's record, and was the youngest player to enter FIDE Top 100 at the age of 12. Speaking at the gala event, FIDE's Vice President Mahir Mamedov congratulated everyone and said, "The first century of FIDE's life has been full of remarkable events, great personalities and memorable matches. For this, we must thank the founders of FIDE." The gala event celebrated the confidence in the sport of chess with on women's participation. Deepika Mehto's report for DD India. Moving on now, let's get you all the latest from the world of badminton. At China Open, India's Malvika Bansod bowed out in quarter-final round, losing to Akane Yamaguchi at the ongoing China Open. Malvika, who's ranked 43, found it going tough against the world number 5, losing by 10-21 and 16-21 in just 35 minutes. With this, India's challenge in Super 1000 tournament came to an end. The loss comes just a day after the 22-year-old had defeated two-time Commonwealth Games medalist and world number 25 from Scotland, Christy Gilmore, in round of 16 clash. However, this was the third successive loss for Malvika Bansod against Akane Yamaguchi, who's the former world number 1 and two-time world champion. On to Indian Super League. India's star player Sunil Chhetri on Thursday became the joint all-time leading goal scorer in ISL's history, with Bordolomi with 63 goals as Chhetri powered Bengaluru FC to a 3-0 victory over Hyderabad FC. Chhetri took 157 outings to reach the summit, while Nigerian Ogbeche did it in 98 games. Bengaluru gained its second victory in as many matches, while Hyderabad slipped in its tournament opener. Talking about tennis now, world number 1 tennis player Jannik Sinner will be the ambassador of the Milan Cortina 2026 Winter Games volunteer program. Symbolically, he will also be the first of the volunteers recruited by the organizing committee to make it even more memorable. Here's a report. Tennis world number 1 Jannik Sinner has been named as the ambassador of Team 26, which is a volunteer program for the upcoming 2026 Winter Olympics. As the event will be taking place at Sinner's birthplace, Sinner said this is a moment of pride after becoming the first volunteer of the program.
No, io mi sento molto onorato.
It's a great honor when there are Olympic Games to be part of this volunteer program. For me, it means a lot because we need 18,000 people here, which is a lot. Playing tennis and going to tournaments without volunteers, there is no such thing as an event. It is unthinkable to have an event without volunteers. Let's try to have a great program together and create an experience for the best athletes in the world.
Ci metterò il cuore.
Speaking on the latest development, Italian National Olympics Committee President said that volunteers are the backbone of an event like Olympics.
Praticamente tutti addetti ai lavori.
Many people I see sitting in the stalls know very well that you can't have, especially you can't do an Olympics without volunteers. At the same time, volunteers are the co-host of the Olympics.
Milano Cortina 2026 organizers are hoping to enlist about 18,000 volunteers for 2026 Olympics and Paralympics that kick off in February of that year, and the program is open for everyone who are volunteering to become a part of the historic event. Sports Desk, DD India. Moving on in sports first, now let's get you all the latest from the world of soccer. At the ongoing UEFA Champions League, Barcelona made a disappointing start as they lost their opening match by 2-1 to AS Monaco after suffering an early blow from defender Eric Garcia's dismissal. Barcelona had a dreadful start at State Louis II Stadium when Garcia was shown a straight red card 11 minutes in for a foul on Monaco's Takumi Mimamnimo, who was clear in front of a goal after a misplaced pass from goalkeeper Marc-Andre. The hosts grabbed the lead 5 minutes later when Magnus struck a low shot into the net before Barcelona's Lamine Yamal equalized in the 28th minute by finishing from the edge of the penalty area. Interestingly, it was the first Champions League goal for Yamal, who became the second youngest scorer in the competition behind teammate Ansu Fati in 2019. Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya blocked penalties with a full stretch dive to help his team split points in UEFA Champions League opener against Europa League champions Atalanta on Thursday. It was the 51st minute in the game with score locked at 0-0 when Atalanta were awarded a penalty. The spot kick was taken by Matteo, who was denied first the penalty and then rebound through a header by Spanish goalkeeper. The save was celebrated by the Gunners as if they had scored the winner as Raya, who let out a big roar after the spectacular double save. The score remained 0-0 for the full duration of the match as both the teams got 1 point each. And Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta says he is taking his side to the Etihad Stadium on Sunday for their top-of-the-table clash with title rivals Manchester City, with the firm aim of taking all 3 points.
Prepare the game to win, that's for sure, like we've done tonight. And that's been the message already. And in order to do that, there are going to be things that we're going to have to do much better than tonight. And some things that we've done exceptionally well tonight, do them as well, because we're going to have the performance that we all know to beat them. Well, when you see the stats and the way, the amount of goals that he scores certainly is one of the main things and one of the main sources that you want to stop if you don't want to concede goals. Well, the same as the others. Be ready, be in the best possible condition, because we're going to need everybody in that kind of game. Last year he started there and he did a really good performance, and we need everybody fit and available.
And Ross celebrated winning their first ever match in a European competition on Thursday after securing a 2-1 victory over Sturm Graz in the Champions League. Hugo Magniti scored Brast's maiden European goal in 23rd minute and volleyed the ball into the bottom corner to break the deadlock. However, Sturm Graz equalized just before half-time when Brast midfielder Edimilson Fernandes inadvertently sent the ball into his own net. Brast adopted a more aggressive approach following the interval, and they were rewarded when Abdallah Sima restored the French side's advantage by skillfully evading his marker and scoring with his left foot in the 56th minute. And a late header by defender Jose Maria gave Atletico Madrid a 2-1 victory over RB Leipzig in their Champions League opener on Thursday. The German visitors took a shock lead in the 4th minute, and thanks to a header by striker Benjamin Sesko after a quick counter-attack. However, Antonio Griezmann struck a fine volley into the top corner in the 28th minute to level the score. Atletico dominated the match with 20 attempts on goal in total, but in the 90th minute, they finally managed to find the winner with Jimenez heading in a cross from Griezmann. Atletico will travel to Lisbon to face Benfica, while Leipzig meet Juventus in Turin in the second Champions League matchday in October. Moving on, Graham Arnold has resigned as the head coach of Australian men's soccer team after 6 years in charge and following 2 recent poor performances by the Socceroos in 2026 World Cup qualifying. Graham resigned as Australian coach after a poor start to Asia's 3rd phase of World Cup qualifying. He advised FA earlier this week of his decision that was accepted by the board. Arnold's resignation follows heavy criticism from fans and pundits after a shock 1-0 loss to Bahrain on home soil and 0-0 draw away against Asian soccer Manaus, Indonesia in World Cup qualifiers. Time for a short break, but still to come on Sports Buzz. Former NBA star Tony Parker continued his sports development tour of Democratic Republic of Congo. Shohei Ohtani becomes the first MLB player to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases in a single season.
Always welcoming. The vibe of Punjab is larger than life. warm up to grandeur that's beyond compare. And history that's dotted with tales of bravery. Smiling soul of India, where music, art, cuisine and culture comes together to create an unforgettable impression. Punjab is all set to win your hearts with its unique and colorful extravaganza.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports Pass with me, Deepika. And now, time to get you some latest updates from NBA. Former NBA star Tony Parker continued his sports development tour of the Democratic Republic of Congo on Thursday, visiting a Kinshasa arena to engage with local athletes. Parker, who met with President Felix Tshisekedi the previous day, toured the facility and shot free throws with wheelchair players, demonstrating his commitment to inclusive sports. The four-time NBA champion expressed his admiration for the country's enthusiasm towards sports. He outlined plans to boost basketball's growth in Congo, emphasizing the need for improved infrastructure and knowledge transfer.
It's really great to be here. It's really an honor. This is a country of enthusiasts and they love the sport. And since I arrived, I have been very, very well received. We had a very, very good one-to-one discussion with the president yesterday. And now with the Minister of Sport, we have big plans together to help the sport grow here. Basketball, I think there's still a lot to do. And we have to come with infrastructure. You have to come with know-how, and that's what I intend to bring to Congo over the next few years.
Well, Parker's visit left a lasting impression on the local athletes. Miguel Limbius, a wheelchair basketball player, described the encounter as a dream come true, praising the opportunity to meet a basketball legend.
I'm very happy, really happy to see a great in the world of basketball, a legend. This is a dream for me to shake hands with Tony Parker, and I say thank you to our Federation of Wheelchair Basketball.
On to Lava Cup now. Some of the world's top men's tennis players donned black ties and walked the black carpet in Berlin ahead of the start of the Lava Cup. Players as playfully jabbed their opponents while also expressing how much they enjoy playing at a team event. While there was some light trash talk between Team Europe and Team World, many of the players said they were most excited to cheer on teammates who are usually their rivals.
It's the only tournament where we represent our continent, and the teams are made of players who normally fight against each other all year long. So to be able to say that we are champions of the Lever Curve is something big to me. It's something unique. So I'm going to be in the team with a lot of hope, with a lot of desire, and the truth is that it's never too much to win trophies.
I think they all play good, especially I feel like they play even in a way better in the team atmosphere, like they pump each other up. I just saw it on the TVs inside the arena they were showing last year, and how they were pumping each other up. So they all play good, and let's see, let the best ones win.
On to baseball now. Los Angeles Dodgers slugger Shohei Ohtani became the first MLB player to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases in a single season, following a stunning display of strength and speed in Miami on Thursday. The Japanese sensation crushed 3 home runs and stole 2 bases to achieve a feat many did not think possible, and now has 51 home runs and 51 stolen bases on the year for the playoffs-bound Dodgers. That's all for this edition of DD India Sports Pass, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Deepika Mehta, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching Sports Pass. Namaskar.